Long ago, in a forgotten land filled with magic, mystery, and lit AF memes, there was a mighty warrior who fought in 1,000 battles, rode horseback for 1,000 miles, and struck down 1,000 enemies single-handedly. This legendary warrior was said to have possessed abilities that were unnatural to mortal men. What was the source of his power, you ask? Well, some say it was granted to him by a powerful wizard. Others say he was given it after defeating a villainous dragon. But the legend that has prevailed over the ages, the one that has stood the test of time as to how this great and mighty warrior received his strength, has been the Grail of Dank blaze. This grail, a wonderful gilded cup, studded with the finest jewels and gems, held the source of this warrior's power. The Grail is said to be imbued with magic, having the capability to satisfy all the needs of the one who drinks its sweet, sweet nectar. It's even been said that returning the Grail to your own kingdom will bring fortune and prosperity to her people. But what is this legendary Grail filled with, you might ask? Holy water? 10,000-year-old wine? Perhaps some skim milk? Many have guessed as to what its true contents are, but none truly know. The songs and stories of old that have been passed from generation to generation tell of a fine sweet drink, blue in color and fizzy to the taste. The drink known as Baja Blast. Countless knights, paladins, wizards, and warriors have set out on countless quests in search of the power it possesses. But those that have gone, have never returned. Why tell of all of this, you say? Well, I'm telling you this stuff because I'm introducing you to the freak-leaking story, dumb. Oh. And who am I? My name is Sir Nasty Jack. I'm a knight of the kingdom of Pee-Pee Poo-Poo. And this is a tale of my quest for the Grail of Dank blaze. The Grail of Dank blaze. Chapter 1. The Knight and His Squire. Written and narrated by Nasty Jack. The early morning sun was just beginning to rise as I looked out to the horizon. I squinted my eyes like this as its thick shiny rays tickled my eyeballs. The dirt road we were walking on led straight to the castle, although it was legit like 69 nice miles away. Ugh. Bro, I am so freak-leaking tired of walking, I said aloud, my armor clinking and clanking and clanking and clinking with each step I took. Well, your knightliness, responded my squire Thick Jim XL, we've really only just begun our walk to meet the king. It's legit only been like 5 minutes. I looked back at Thick Jim XL. He was carrying my sword, my shield, my helmet, my water skin, my wine skin, my tent, my giant kettle for mixing potions, and my original Game Boy. Ugh, living in the dark ages is so tough because I have to play video games on a freaking OG Game Boy instead of the blessed Nintendo Switch. Anyway, Thick Jim XL was trucking along right behind me, faithfully carrying all of my things in his thick Olay knapsack. He had become my squire only but a year ago, but we've become best bros to the max since then. His real name is Cornelius Esquire Cacuthlus III, but when he was assigned to me as a squire when I graduated from the Knights Academy, I was like, yeah dude, sorry but your name sucks and I defo will not remember it ever. I'm calling you Thick Jim XL from now on. He doesn't really like it that much, but TBH he has to do whatever I tell him. Anyway, after a few hours of walking we finally made it to the front gates of the city of Pee-Pee Poo-Poo, in which the castle lied. There were 2 guards standing outside the old tall bony stony walls. The one to our right stepped forward as we approached. Halt, he said and held up his hand toward us. What is thy business hither in thine grand city of Pee-Pee Poo-Poo? Wow, I said aloud. I still cannot believe the king named his kingdom such a lit AF name. He's so cool. Yes, said the guard. Yet please say to me what thy business is hither. Oh, I responded. Thick Jim XL, can you pretty please with sugar on top hand me my summons? "Oh frick, I gotcha fam," Thickly Jimly responded, and slumped his giant knapsack on the ground. "Just give me a minute, I'm pretty sure I remember where I put it," he said as he stuck his hand down his pants and began to rummage around. After 69 nice seconds he produced from his butt crack a cute little scroll with the wax insignia on it. The insignia had a picture of a hand making the hang loose gesture. Or was it the rock hand gesture? I can never remember which one is which. Anyway, Thick Jim XL handed the guard the summons and the guard looked it over while the other guard to our left was smashing the biggest bowl of mashed potatoes I've ever seen in my life. Whoa, I thought to myself, I'm sickened, but curious. The guard reading the summons looked up at us. "Alas, yes, this doth Mary seem to be a legitimate summons from our kingliness," said the guard. "Thou too may proceed." "Oh frick yes," I responded. "I'm so freak-a-leaking excited to meet King Arthur McBrother X. He seems like a very chill dude from all of the paintings and posters I've seen of him. Cha feel?" The iron gate before us slowly rose. Once it was open we strolled through and I crop-dusted the guards as we passed. Lol. Inside the city the streets were hustling and bustling. Hipping and hopping. Swerving and swerving if you will. There were so many people all going about their business. Buying and selling rats, cooking and eating rats, breeding rats, killing rats, and dressing rats up in cute little hats. Wow, there are so many rats here. Hopefully they don't all carry some sort of fatal disease that could transfer to people, I thought to myself. After like 420 very cool seconds we made it to the outer wall of the keep. Before us was the king's castle, a gargantuan white building, towering over everything else in the city. It had spires topped with emerald green roofs, flying buttresses flying out of all the butts, and a big circular stained glass window right in the center of the facade. "Wow, post-Gothic architecture is so cool," I said aloud. We stood there for a minute just staring at the doors of the castle. Wow, they were so tall and thick and they had carvings of a cool-looking dragon on them. Thick Jim XL started talking to me about how all the carvings on the doors were a visual history of the kingdom of pee-pee-poo-poo, but I was just like, yeah, okay, sure, history was never a strong subject for me in school, so I don't really care, and I pushed the doors open with a heave like this. Before us was a long corridor that led to the throne room where King Arthur McBrother X vibed all day. "Oh heck yeah my guy," I said to Thick Jim XL. "Let's go meet the big, sweet, thick king." Okay, time for a little break my nasties. Wow, isn't this brand new audioboom so dank? Wait. What? You don't think so? Well frick you, I never asked you anyway. Ugh. Okay, well I just wanted to give you guys a little lay update on something new I'm gonna try for the breaks in my new audioboom. I'm calling it, Nasty Jack's Corner of Cool Reviews 69 Nice Dank Blaze. I'll give you guys a solid review of a wide variety of products. Anything from food, to video games, and maybe some other stuff, but actually for real it will probably just exclusively be those two things. Okay, well let's get into today's review. This past week I had the chance to play Animal Crossing New Horizons. Holy wow, my goodness, I've never played any game like it on this side of the oh my gosh, it's so cool. New Horizons is great because you seriously just get to vibe all day catching bugs and digging up fossils. I can't imagine doing anything else more fun. But for real, the only complaint I have is that you can't move more than one building in any given day, and it seriously takes ages to get enough bells to do anything worthwhile. Ugh. Come on Nintendo, just sponsor me please and give me all the bells you have in Animal Crossing New Horizons. My final review is this, 9 out of 10. Only because I'm still haunted by all the eggs that I couldn't escape from for Bunny Day. Okay, now back to the show. Thick Jim XL and I began to walk down the long corridor before us that led to the foot of the throne of King Arthur McBrother X. The long rug beneath our feet was emerald green, just like the tops of the roofs on the outside of the castle building. We kept walking and walking, but it legit didn't seem like we were getting anywhere. Dude, what the frick, this is the longest hallway I've ever walked down in my life. In my life, I said to Thicky Jimmy the big XL boy. Bro, don't even complain to me, responded Thick Jim XL, you're not carrying like 200 pounds worth of supplies on your back everywhere you go like me. Fuck up. Ugh, I responded. The two of us still kept walking and walking and walking and walking, and I kid you not, I saw a group of people sit down to eat and finish a meal before we even got close to the throne. After what was most definitely 69 nice hours of walking, we finally made it to the foot of the throne. Holy crap, this is so cool, I said in my big noodle brain to myself, because I didn't want people to think that I've never been in the king's presence before. Thick Jim XL and I stood there in the throne room. A fire was burning in the hearth area, and there were two guards on either side of the king, standing tall and looking like weebs. There was also the steward, who sat on a tiny little wooden stool that was like seriously 3 inches off the ground. And in the middle was the king himself, King Arthur MacBrother X. Oh, I said aloud at the sight of the king. Wow, he was a lot different than he looked in the posters, where he looked brave and thick and like he was a chill dude who loved to vibe. But before us sat an old man, nearly all shriveled up with saggy skin on his neck. His bony hands gripped the arms of his giant throne. He had a pretty dank-looking crown though. Before we could say anything, the king's steward stepped forward. What business dost thou hast with the king? He asked. Thick Jim XL handed him the summons and the steward read through it. Suddenly the king spoke up. "Aye boy, gimme dat scroll." The steward turned to the king. "Sire, thou cannot read. Remember? Or at least thou haven't been able to for the past 69 merry years, because you are narrieth always drunketh." "Boy, don't gimme dat kindest ass," responded the king. "Hand me dat scroll or you're going down." The steward handed the scroll to the king, and then King Arthur MacBrother ripped it to shreds and threw it on the floor. Thick Jim XL and I looked at each other, unsure of what to do, but wow, the king defo loved to vibe all day. The king looked to me and said, "Uther, come forward, Tahalal." I approached the throne. The king grabbed the collar of my steel cuirass and spoke in a more hushed tone. I could smell the spirits on his breath. You're a knight, I want you to go get something for me. What is it, your dankliness? I asked. The king pulled me in even closer than I thought was humanly possible. His eyeballs were glazed over as he tried to look into my own eyeballs. He then opened his mouth to speak. "I want you to get the Grail of Dank. Blaze."